Do you hear that? It's mock draft time. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dynasty After Dark. We're your hosts, Calvin Timms and Dale Terry, and we're back with the weekly recap and a startup mock draft for you guys. Today, it's been a pretty boring week, all things given. You can tell we're right in the middle of the off season where everyone is on vacation and nobody wants to do anything. So we'll touch on a couple of stories here in just a minute. But before we do that, Dale, how are we doing today?
Hey, I'm feeling great, feeling spunky as ever. It is great. It's a Friday, and we're live, man.
Yep.
Like, how can we go wrong? How
Yeah.
can we possibly go wrong, Calvin? Tell me.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I we're going on vacation this weekend, so
I have a laundry list of things. Don't worry.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice one going down to Indy for the weekend, right next to the Lucas Oil Stadium. We're gonna be staying down there. So I'm gonna go to my first ever cigar bar this weekend, which will be fun. I've never been to one.
Fancy, huh?
I know,
Fancy,
dude. I
huh?
know. I want to see what it's like.
I mean, I mean, I will say back in college, I went to some hookah bars, but that's about it. So,
There you go.
you
What
know,
what a rebel you were.
what a life. Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, thank you guys. If you guys are new to the podcast, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are putting out tons of content. These live videos, we're doing, 3 episodes a week right now, trying to give you guys all kinds of off-season content, all different flavors of content, not just the boring ass rankings and just, oh, I like this guy a little bit more. We're trying to go a little bit in depth on some of the stuff. No shots against everybody, but there's some big podcasts out there that they do these breakdowns, and it's the most surface level breakdowns. It's like, guys, this isn't helpful. This is not helpful for Dynasty. You need to know the nuts and the bolts of this stuff so you can actually understand what you're doing and win your leagues. Dynasty is different from recap, obviously, or redraft. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time today. We're gonna be doing a startup mock draft and giving a little bit more breakdown into our thought process behind the mock draft. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. But again, if you can, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us over on Twitter at TDC_Calvin, at Dynasty_Dale. Like the video, leave a comment down below. All that stuff just helps us out with the algorithm. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole spiel on why you should follow us. Dale, any reason why they should follow us? Let me hear your thoughts.
Um, because we're fun to listen to, and I mean, you've already said it that
Funny
like
to
we try to
listen
provide some 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 different analysis.
Right.
I mean, I do understand that some of what we say is a lot of rinse and repeat, but like we try to at least make it fun and just a little different so that you can get some insights on maybe different ways you can view your league, you can view different players and stuff like that, and you can learn like why I love Ohio State players and why Calvin loves
Big,
6'4",
yeah, big
250
guys.
wide receivers.
Big
So
guys. The traditional, that's call
right.
me a traditionalist, I guess.
That's
Um,
true.
all right, so for news, again, it was kind of a slow week. We're going to touch on a couple stories. The one thing, it wouldn't be the offseason if it wasn't more Jalen Polk hype. It's just the one thing that's been nice coming out of New England. I know people are not excited about the New England offense, but Jalen Polk, man, he has had literally constant hype this entire offseason. And, there was another story that came out today from The Athletic. Jalen Polk has the chance to be the number one in the season or in the season opener, which, I mean, obviously he was a second round pick. Like, I think people just are so blinded by Rome Odunze in that offense that they are completely overlooking Jalen Polk. And I really like Jalen Polk, but he is being disregarded so heavily. And in a team that needs a number one so badly, how could you not look at Jalen Polk and kind of be intrigued, right? Like, it's just, I don't understand the hate on him. So yeah, Jalen
I
Polk,
think you're
he's
talking
fun.
about Javon Baker and
Yeah.
and not Rome
Okay.
Odunze.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah,
Wait.
but
Who
I
did Jalen
do.
Polk play behind? He played
Oh,
with.
you were. You were talking about in college. Talking
Yes,
about
yes,
in
sorry.
New England, man.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
In
okay.
college, everyone
I'm on
loved
this.
Roma
Hey,
Dunze in
hey, hey,
college.
hey, hey,
Yeah,
hey,
it's a
hey,
Friday,
Calvin.
right?
I'm just gonna say this. I was in the right book, not even the right chapter, man.
There you go.
So
There you go. But no, so in college, Roma Dunze and Jalen Polk, like
yeah,
obviously Roma Dunze was a top 10 pick, and Jalen Polk, oh, he was the number 2 in this offense, but he's still a really, really good player. So I do think
yes.
people are they're underrating him a little bit. And I just wanted to point that story out because it's been constant hype this entire offseason, and maybe we need to listen to it a little bit more so we're not surprised when the season does finally come around. Um, Another news story is going to be the Denver backfield. There was the report from The Athletic, and say what you will about The Athletic. I'm not here to judge The Athletic, whether they're, serious reporters or not. Everyone has their biases. But Javonte Williams is going to be playing for, the chance of making the team, which is crazy. I don't understand this.
Yikes.
I don't understand this whatsoever because first off, they haven't done anything with the team in weeks now. Like, where is this coming from, right? So obviously, is this from the offseason training camp that they're putting this story together? Because all the rumors are that Jaleel McLaughlin in training camp was very good, very explosive, but then you see some of the more established beat reporters for the team saying all those fast guys look really good with no pads on, right? That's what a few people were kind of out there saying. So obviously Javonte, he's not that shifty, super fast type of player. He's kind of more your every down bruiser type of player. But with that, Audric Estime is getting a little bit of hype as well. But Audric Estime has missed the entire offseason with an injury so far. Sean Payton is expecting him back for training camp here in just a couple of weeks. But I just don't. What is your take on the Javonte Williams situation versus Audric Estime? Javonte's going into a contract year.
I think that's part of it. I think that also Sean Payton has his guys, and Devontae was not one of them.
That is
So,
true. That is true.
I feel that's the biggest part is that Sean Payton really wanted to build a team in which he wanted to, and not what the other regime did. And I think that's kind of where they're going. They're just they're just swerving the other way when good old Javante can't. So
Yeah, that's
so
true. That is true. Now, for Javonte Williams, are you completely out on him for fantasy this year?
I've been out on him for a while. Like really ever since Sean Payton kind of came in, I've kind of been out. I don't really know who's going to lead that backfield. I mean, that the offense since Payton's been there it's been not good
Right.
to
And
say the
you have to
least.
wonder again,
So,
was it
yeah.
Russell Wilson? Was it just scheme fit? We
Yes.
have no idea.
I think a lot of it was players that
Right.
he had on the field, so I think that was a lot of it too, is that there wasn't good good enough players around to
Sure.
really make that big of a difference, on the offensive, on the offense and defense. So,
Sure.
I think we're gonna really see what Sean Payton is all about. I think he's a lot of smoke and no fire, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
We'll see. We
But
will see this year.
yeah,
So I was just looking at Javonte's value right now. Currently estimated value of a 210, 211, which is just crazy to me. Like, I just don't understand this. He's behind Blake Corum, for example. Blake Corum's not even the number 1 on his team, first off. Javonte is only 24 years old. I think people forget, and this is the curse of these guys that try to come back from an NFL standpoint to help their team, right? They try and make a difference on the actual team, and it bites them in the ass because, Javonte tore his ACL about 2 years ago now, right? A little
around
over
that.
2 years ago. Comes back. Nobody expected him to be ready week 1 last year. Plays in week 1, plays the whole season, basically just coming off an ACL tear. And everyone says, well, he wasn't that good this year. What running back is supposed to be really good year 1 after they're not all Adrian Peterson or Jamal Charles, right? So I think that people are just looking at it and like, oh, he was healthy. I don't know if he was fully healthy the whole year. And then you couple that with the dysfunctional offense and everything like that. I do think Javonte is he's a little bit of a sleeper for me right now in terms of value. I think that if he gets that number one role, you know, the Mark Ingram in this offense of Sean Payton, I don't see why he couldn't. And that's very valuable for fantasy football if this
And
offense is
I,
clicking.
right. And I don't disagree with that. They're going to have a rookie quarterback. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of what we saw last year. It's going to be really clunky and not
Mm-hmm.
good. Not, it's not going to be good offense.
Sure.
So I'm kind of out on vast majority of Broncos here. I don't really want the Cortland Suttons of the world. I don't really want the Tim Patricks, that we were having a couple years ago. I think personally, the only player I'd want to invest in is Bo Nick. That's about it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, yeah, I do like Javonte. I do think there's a little bit of potential value there. But, yeah, just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was an interesting, obviously, news blurb. But, again, it's a slow week, so not a lot to talk about. I think with training camp coming back here in the next couple of weeks, I do think it's going to be a lot more interesting. So, yeah, just something to keep in mind as we're moving forward there. All right, let's go over to the startup draft. Or is there any other news stories that you heard or anything you want to talk about?
I think that's about all I have for the NFL, man.
Okay, perfect. Let's go over to the startup. We're going to be doing a draft here, and actually I've changed it so that now you can see our pretty faces while we're doing this draft board.
No.
But yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to be talking about a one quarterback startup mock draft going through 15 rounds. So we got a decent number of rounds here. One quarterback, 2 running backs. We have 3 wide receivers. We have 1 tight end, 3 flex. So it's going to be a little bit of a deeper starting roster out here for people. And I wanted to do that specifically because I think that depth is how it changes things, especially without it being super flex, with it being one quarterback. I just find it a little bit more fun to do it that way. And I also don't like doing super flex startup mocks because without a full lobby of people, it's impossible to get good values on these quarterbacks because the NPC and the AI is not there yet, guys. We still need to adapt that a little
bit. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. And Sleeper does lack a little bit. I do have to ask Calvin, what is your favorite kind of Dynasty League to
be? Super flex, tight end premium, PPR.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's what every league I'm in is moving its way towards. I only have a couple of non-tight end premiums. I think 2 total, but tight end premium is just so much more fun because it just makes every position valuable.
Matter.
Yeah,
it does.
Obviously, you have your superstars that are worth more, but in a 2-point tight end premium, right? When the receivers are getting 1 point, all of a sudden you have guys like who were we starting last year? Like Tyler Conklin. Tyler Conklin is valuable in a 2-point tight end premium, way more. Like when he's scoring 15 points a week because he's getting 5 catches for 50 yards, which is terrible. It is a terrible stat line, but it's very valuable in 2-point tight end premium. So it just goes to equal out the positions and makes your flex a lot more fun in the different ways you can approach roster building over there.
Yeah, I would say the most fun Dynasty League I've been. It's they kind of like it's how they phrase it was like an ultra flex league.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's having one quarterback and everything, and well, it's like it's a super flex, ultra flex league. So like you can start 2 quarterbacks and everything else is a flex.
Yep.
So and these guys are going wild, not taking any running backs. They're taking all wide receivers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I find that kind of fun. It's chaotic,
right.
Beautiful. I'm not in a lot of one quarterback. I don't think I'm in any one quarterback league. It's to be very frank. So, I would love to dip my toes in the water with that. I've been trying to dip my toes in the IDP leagues and stuff like that a little bit.
Ew, gross.
Like the defensive players.
Gross.
It's nuts,
what are
man.
we doing here?
I have zero clue what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm just going off a feel, and it's fun. It's fun.
Good vibes.
Wild, man.
Good vibe players.
Good
vibe check.
Only. Yep, exactly.
All right. So we broke it down. 1 quarterback, 3 receiver, 3 flex, a little bit deeper. and 5 bench slots. Dale decided to be a chicken and pick from the 3 spot.
Hey, I did a random generator.
No, you
It came
didn't. You
up with
picked
8 the
3.
first time.
You picked
I came
3.
up with I like the number 3. I like the
There
number
you go.
3 and 8. So,
Okay, okay,
Jameer had
okay.
number 8 and I picked 3.
All
Come
right.
on.
I took 8. I took the more challenging at the back half. Obviously, there's not going to be any trading in this. If you're doing an actual startup, one of the best things I recommend is trading back in a
Straight back,
startup.
baby.
You can just get so much value. Now, you have to be careful with that because and this will be my one little caveat for that. If you are trading back in a startup, be very, very careful that you're getting more value than the player that you could have taken in the first round. Like, obviously, if you're at the top end of the first round, right? You're talking CeeDee Lamb. Well, they offer you, their third round startup pick, their fifth round startup pick, and their seventh round startup pick. You're like, oh man, that's 3 picks for the 103 for CeeDee Lamb. But when you add the names to those picks, it's not super sexy, and it's probably not a trade that you would ever accept. So when you're trading back, add names, and you can even scroll through and look at the queue, right? The estimated players that are going in that range. And obviously, the later it gets, the more inaccurate it is. But it's just very helpful to put names roughly to those draft picks and try and figure out from there which way you are going to go. Because, yeah, trading back, it's very fun, but it can screw you for a long time if you don't get proper value on those trade backs. So, all right, that said, let's get into this. We're going to start this bad boy up and see how it goes. And we're going to talk you through our draft strategies as we're going. So, I kept it on 2 minutes. So, yeah, 2 minutes, Dale. Make your
Oh, I got
picks.
2 minutes. Oh god. All right. So
Try and keep this
in the
quick.
first pick, it was Justin Jefferson, and then
Amon-Ra,
surprisingly,
the sun
Amon
god.
Ra.
He's
Yeah,
finally getting the
Amon Ra,
respect he
the Sun God.
deserves, which
Yeah,
is
he
nice.
is. He is. He is a great player. He just got a contract, so like the man got his money. Same with the quarterback.
Yep.
I think
Rip
I don't
Hendon
think that's
Hooker.
I don't stop stop it. No, no. But with that, I don't really think that's a reach at
No, I
102.
don't think so either.
I don't think that's a
He's
reach.
very safe. I do think the upside's a little bit capped compared to like these 2 receivers that are on the board
Yeah.
that I'm sure you're gonna take.
Yep.
Which one are you gonna
One of
take?
them.
Because
Oh,
obviously
I'm yeah.
you
Yeah.
taking Lamb?
I'm taking CD Lamb all
Okay.
day, baby.
Okay.
CD all day. He has better court. Well, I would say he has better. He has a better situation to get huge yardage this year. With Dak Prescott. And Jamar Chase is kind of fighting with T Higgins a little bit this year. So, I'm all in on CD Lamb again. I think he's going to have a baller season. He's probably
Mhm.
going to go 1,512. So it's going to be nuts.
Yep. So Brees Hall goes right after that. Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey, and then Bijan Robinson at 7. Now, I would be surprised if in a real startup this many running backs go this highly.
Yeah.
In a one quarterback, obviously there's gonna be a lot more first round running backs in a one quarterback, but people love these receivers, man. It's receiver city out here. So
It's their favorite. It's everyone's favorite position, man.
yep, and it's gonna be my
Everyone's favorite.
favorite. This is gonna be a fun build because I have no idea how I'm gonna build this. I'm just gonna kind of go with the vibe checks here.
Go with the flow.
But I'm gonna take Marv here, and it'll be my only
Yeah.
share of Marv that
I
I
love
have
it. I
anywhere.
love it.
But yeah, I just like the value of Marv too much at I have him as my number 4 receiver, 1 slot ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that might be crazy. You're saying, oh, well, Puka Nacua had the, historic rookie campaign. But I just think that Marv, for him to bust long term, it would take so much. And
It
I've already
would take
talked
a
about my
lot.
love
I
for him
agree.
in Arizona this year. Yeah, it's crazy. So
I love it, man. I love that.
yep. So Jahmyr Gibbs goes after that. Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill, Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, Puka Nacua, Travis Etienne, Malik Neighbors. Any thoughts on those picks while I look at the?
Are you worried about Tyreek's value, like long term? Because he's got 2 years. He's got 2 years allegedly.
Yeah.
I think I love him. I love Tyreek Hill. I think he's a great player. All that, but I think I think at this point I might be edging a little out on him. Like a little.
If you
a
want to win
little.
though,
So
if you want to
yes,
win,
yes,
Puka
yes.
Nakua and Tyreek Hill is a
If you
nasty
are in
combo.
win now, if you're in win now mode, that's perfect.
Yep.
And I think with I think with Team 11 going Puka in the second round, I think that's a perfect matchup for him. Um, so that he has a younger receiver when
Yeah.
Tyreek
Yep. Now
does lay those cleats up.
I'm gonna go double receiver here, and I'm actually gonna take Olave. I'm gonna take the OSU boys.
Like it, yeah.
I
I
I
like it.
recently, if you are subscribed to the channel, you saw this on Monday. I talked about the New Orleans Saints and why I think that they're in for a pretty big bounce back value wise. Where Chris Olave, I think, is almost locked in as a top 10 receiver this year. He finished at 16 last year, was the first year with Derek Carr. New system coming in that's a little bit more friendly to Derek Carr and his play style. So I'm in love with Chris Olave this year, and I think he's going to be a superstar. So pairing him with Marv is way too much fun, especially with three wide receivers. So obviously Saquon goes right after that. Sam Laporta, Drake London, Brandon Ayuk. Now that leaves you on the clock here at 3.
And I'm not liking a lot of what I see, unfortunately. I got a lot of quarterbacks and some running backs that I don't want.
Yeah, it's a little early on him.
Kyron Williams scares the living crap out of
me. Yeah.
Does.
Him and Achan, just as your RB1 in Dynasty, is just very scary.
Yeah, it's scary, and then, for wide receiver, I'm looking at Waddle, Devonta Smith, Michael Pittman. I'm looking at a lot of wide receiver 2s here at this point.
Yep.
I could be looking tight end, but none of the tight ends really my interest right now.
Yep.
And this is a non-tight end premium, correct?
Correct. Not tight end.
So, I don't really want to go quarterback yet. That's the thing, and I have 30 seconds to think. I think I'm going to play ADP a bit, and I think one of the quarterbacks I want is going to come back to me. I feel pretty good about that. I think I'm going to go with Tyreek's counterpart. I really like Jalen Waddle. So
I
I'm going to go with
figured you'd
Waddle
go
here.
Waddle. Yep, I figured as
Yes,
much. But
I do like Waddle. I think he's a really fun wide receiver, and as long as Tua is there, and Tyreek is there, like he's going to get his regardless of who's there.
Yep.
So
and people are really back in on Jalen Waddle this year. He was kind of down last year. I don't think he was a bad player last year by any means. Just kind of working through a lot of injury. And when he was healthy and on the field, he was still very productive, even with Tyreek Hill going bananas last year. So Jalen Waddle, I wonder if in real drafts, if he actually goes here or if he slips maybe towards the third or fourth.
Fall. I have a feeling he's
probably not the fourth, but maybe late third.
Yeah. That's kind of what I think. I thought about taking quarterback here, but I don't like being the first person that takes.
Yeah, fair enough. Mahomes goes right after Jalen Waddle there. Achan goes and Josh Allen at the turn. Kyron Williams at 3-2, and then you're back on the clock with
I'm back on
decent
the clock,
selection still.
And I'm smashing. What I want to. I have a lot of options. I could go tight end with Trey McBride. Could do that. I could get my running back. I do really like Josh Jacobs.
It's rich for Josh Jacobs, man.
I know it is rich for Josh Jacobs.
He won't make it back to you though, so you do have to take him here if you want him.
He definitely won't if I want him. But the guy I want is he plays Baltimore. Or Action Jack.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Derrick Henry.
All right.
Okay.
It's tempting. Like I might do the stack, man.
Okay. All right. So right after that, I do like Lamar. I'm probably going to hold off on quarterback for a little bit because I like some of the deeper names a little bit more than these other guys. It's just so rich right now. So CJ Stroud goes right after that. Devonta Smith, Kenneth Walker. That's rich on Kenneth Walker, by the way. That is super rich on Kenneth Walker.
And Pacheco, in my opinion.
I understand the argument behind Pacheco more than Walker, though.
But Walker,
Walker,
so,
he scares the crap out of me.
Yeah. But like it's with Jackson. I feel that he is my best chance of, like really contending year one. And I think so far I have a really good. Go ahead with your third.
Yeah, man. I said I didn't want quarterback. Jalen Hurts is kind of interesting here.
He is there. He is
Nah,
looking you right in the face.
nah. It's just not my style.
Josh
I'm gonna
Jacobs,
go. I'm
man.
going
Come on.
Roma Dunze here
Roma
with
Dunze.
Chicago.
You're going rookies early.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna be
Lots of rookies.
I'm gonna be
Rookie city
dominant
here,
though. I
man.
might not win this year with this build, but
Yeah.
dude, in next year, or I still think I can win with this build. Don't even, don't
Good.
get
You
me
could
wrong. I
win.
think Marv is gonna be a top 10
Good.
guy. I think Olave's top 10. So Odunze, the one thing about Odunze is, and I've kind of mentioned this all offseason, but I think people are comparing him to JSN from last year and saying, oh, he's the number 3 in this offense. But Keenan
Not
Allen is
necessarily.
much older than Tyler Lockett. Plus, you pair that with the fact that he's coming in with Caleb Williams, and they went through rookie minicamp together. They've been together this entire offseason. Like every picture of Caleb Williams in public, Rome Odunze is right there with them. So, they might not scheme it open for Rome, but the talent is definitely there. He's a top 10 draft pick. And if Caleb Williams likes him and prefers him, there's no reason why he won't see a decent, healthy number of targets this year. So I'm a little bit high on Rome Odunze, but Josh Jacobs goes right after that. Jalen Hurts, Rashad White, DK Metcalf, James Cook, Trey McBride. Oh, I was hoping McBride would make it back to me. Michael Pittman, Brock Bowers. Now I'm on the clock again here. Oh, this is a tough one for me. Running backs, there's really no youth left at this point that I really want to invest in. Quarterback, I think I can still wait, but I don't.
I think you can still wait on quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going to wait another round. I'm just waiting to the 5th just to see what happens. I'm not taking a running back this early, which I don't want to take a 4th receiver. So I think I'm going to take my number 1 tight end this year. That's going to be Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
I'm in, dude. I'm back in. Choo choo, baby. Let's go.
Choo 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 choo. All
I
right. So
am back in.
after Kyle Pitts went Nico Collins. I would have loved for Nico Collins to fall to me at 410.
Yeah.
I figured he won it. DJ Moore. I would have loved to have DJ Moore as well.
Yep.
And then Caleb Williams for Team 5, and Team 4 got good old Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
That's what he's known for.
Hey, you gotta be known for something, man. So, all right. So I'm back on the board. I don't want running back right now.
You can get the stack here.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Calvin. That's where I'm thinking about going. That's where I'm thinking about.
Stack it up,
so
baby.
I'm between Zay Flowers and Tank Dell.
Different stack. Completely different stack. I meant Mark
well,
Andrews.
All true. I could go Mark Andrews. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I probably I honestly thought I had tight end like an idiot. But
I didn't even. I guess Zay Flowers is the number 1 off the board there, so I didn't even think about it. But
he is.
That's funny.
So
yeah, looking completely different stack.
So I mean, I love Zay Flowers. I love having the youth. I mean, I have okay youth and Lamb and Waddle.
Yep.
I also do love me some Tank Dell.
Yep.
But the Mark Andrews stack.
I think he's in for a big bounce back, man. I really do.
Tempt me.
And they banned the hip drop tackle.
They did. So he has a chance. He has a chance against them Bengals every year. So I'm going to smash your
there we go.
and not mine. I was really wanting some Flowers, but I guess I'm going with Andrews.
You don't need him. Andrews is way better.
That's fair.
All right, Dalton Kincaid goes right after that. Zay Flowers, DeAndre Swift. How are we feeling about Swift, by the way?
I feel okay about Swift. I think he's going to do well. He doesn't have a huge contract, but I think he could be really interesting. So,
yep.
What you oohing and on at, Calvin?
T. Higgins was right after DeAndre Swift. Now Tank Dell made it back to you, so that was what was.
He did.
That feels like a smash to me. Like
I am really glad. Or I could just go Ravens heavy here, man.
Derrick Henry.
And just get Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I really thought about it. With this being 2 running backs, that's a little. I'm used to just having 1 running back in most leagues anymore. So that makes it a little bit different for me. And I'll be waiting until 6:10. But after Derrick Henry, there's not a lot there. There's not a lot of pickings. So I got some picking. Not heavy hitters by. So
sure.
I think I am going to smash Tank Dell. I think he's going to have a stellar season with CJ Stroud.
I mean, he's and
and
he's
them
young,
boys in
right?
Houston.
You
And
got
he's
him for a
young, and
long
he's young.
time.
Yes, and I'm gonna have him a long time. So like my starting wide receivers are gonna be there for a while with with Tank Dell, Waddle, and
Yep. So Jordan Addison goes right after that. Oh man, Team 7, you suck.
Anthony
Jordan Addison
Richardson,
goes
the
at 5'4", Stephon Diggs at
guy.
5'5", Derrick Henry at 5'6". He would have been interesting for my pick as well. And then Anthony Richardson at 5'7". I was really hoping to get
I know you
Richardson
were.
here.
That's what
Um,
I figured who your
yeah,
pick was going to
yeah,
be.
man. I don't want to load up completely on the rookies. Jonathan Brooks is here as the running back. That's the most enticing. Um, and not feeling amazing here. Am I punting? Am I doing the old zero RB
Zero
draft?
quarter,
I mean,
zero
Joe
RB
Mixon
draft.
is.
Do it. Do it. Do zero RB, man. Come on.
Problem is, I just
Do
don't.
it.
There's not a receiver that I absolutely love here.
Love, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want
I
another tight
agree.
end in a non-tight
Yep.
end premium. At least not yet. Quarterback
I
wise,
think
Joe Burrow's
I
interesting. I'm just what scares me about Joe Burrow
see
in
yeah.
Dynasty is just
Tell me. Tell me
he's
about it.
he's so he gets banged up every year, man. He gets banged up every year.
It seems like it does. I agree.
And it's like, oh yeah, and I'm the guy that says they're injury prone until they're not, right? But it's like I don't know. It's just I never feel safe with Joe Burrow, and that's the only problem there. I just want to feel safe in this draft. I will take. I
Love
think
it,
I'm going
dude.
to take. I'm between
Mike
George Pickens
Evans.
here and Rasheed Rice. That's who I'm
Mike Evans,
between
man.
here.
Come on.
Who?
Right. Mike Evans.
No,
Good old trusty 1,000 yards. You got 10 seconds, man.
I'll take Rasheed Rice.
Rasheed Rice.
I'll take Rasheed
Love it.
Rice. I just think that if he is the number one for the Kansas City Chiefs, I just think that it's too valuable to pass up. Even with a suspension early on, I'm going to be rocking and rolling for the playoffs with these receivers. And yeah, I think that I'm in line for a massive second half of the season. So that said, back on the clock here, and this is where I'll probably take my quarterback. Joe Burrow went right after my Rasheed Rice pick, Xavier Worthy, Alvin Kamara, Devontae Adams, Debo Samuel, Joe Mixon, Jonathan Brooks, a little bit of a RB run there, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, George Pickens is still here. He's kind of the last one, but I think it's kind of a little bit of a drop off there. I don't love the running backs here still. I think I can wait another round to get that. So I'm going to take I'm still in love with Justin Herbert, and I have him as a top 8 quarterback. I have him as a top 5 quarterback. I just think that the talent is too insane for Justin Herbert. We don't know what they're going to do with Harbaugh and Greg Roman, and people are projecting what is going to go wrong with Justin Herbert, but nobody wants to project what could go right with him. You could see him in a very efficient role similar to Russell Wilson in Seattle with Pete Carroll for all those years. When the whole world was saying let Russ cook, we had no idea if he could cook, right? Well, we know Justin Herbert can cook, and you get a strong defense in there with a good offensive line, a strong run game. I don't think that's necessarily bad for Justin Herbert. He's still a baller, man. We know he's a baller. So don't completely write off Justin Herbert yet. That's my only piece of advice on that. George Pickens, Keon Coleman, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp. You have any major thoughts on Herbert?
I get it. I see it. I think he's gonna be fine with Harbaugh there.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna take him a year to get adjusted to the offense a little bit. I want not a year, a good half year
Yeah.
to get it figured out.
We'll see. We'll see.
So
He's a nerd though, man. He loves to study those plays.
I know. Oh, I know. So I'm back on the clock at 6:10. After a run of young and old guys, Pickens, Coleman, Evans, and good old my little Cooper Cup. I'm thinking either running back. I half thought of um, Lad McConkey. I thought about him here, but I'm pretty set, and I've at wide receiver right now.
Yeah.
I could go wide receiver again at 7-3. Probably will. I feel like I need a running back. I don't want David Montgomery to be my RB or Trey Benson to be my RB. I think I'm gonna get the guy here that's got the bag this offseason and Monday Stevenson.
Ramondre. The round
I don't
mound of
like taking
rebound.
yes,
Ramondre
yes.
Stevenson.
I don't like taking Patriots in my opinion, but
Yeah. I don't
guy
like
is
Ramondre either,
good.
so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, but they gave him a bag for a reason, and I think he's gonna do fine in this offense.
All right. As long as you believe that.
I
So,
have to lie to myself. It's all right.
yeah, there you
So,
go. All right,
so
Lad McConkey, Javonte Williams. We were talking about Javonte just a little bit earlier. So 6'12", not terrible. Not terrible. Again, he could be a league winner, man. Like, he really could. So I don't hate the value there. TJ Hawkinson at 7'1", Trey Benson at 7'2".
I was really hoping Trey Benson would fall to me.
Yeah, yep.
I was kind of hoping that I didn't. I mean, again, I didn't really want Trey Benson to be my RB1 or anything like that. Um, again here, running back is again enticing again. But after I mean, but David Montgomery's an RB2 behind Gibbs.
Three flex. Just remember
Pollard's.
that.
I know there are three flex. Pollard scares me. There are some guys that I think I want later. So, um, I gotta get some my guys here. Get some veterans, some solid, sturdy guys that I know that are going to produce.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Terry McLaurin. Like another Ohio State guy, but with him having Daniels there, I think I'm kind of leaning out. Chris Godwin's fun, Christian Kirk's fun, but I think I kind of wish I didn't take quarterback. I'd be smashing
Kyler's here too.
or yeah, and Kyler. That's true. I could go rookie and Brian Thomas. I don't personally,
What a
but
hater.
I think I'm gonna take
Okay.
living it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I love me some Amari Cooper.
Good. It means somebody that I wanted got to me. He's the
I
top on
know.
the board now. Amari Cooper, Jaden Reed, Brian Thomas Jr., Jordan Love, David Montgomery. And I am not afraid of this guy whatsoever. They gave him a ton of money. And to have him as my RB1 in the 7th round, I do not mind whatsoever. And that's going to be Tony Pollard.
Solid, have at it, man.
Dude, I don't understand why people are not excited about Tony Pollard personally. They paid him a ton of money. They improved this whole offensive line.
I know.
They brought in an offensive line, like he's going to go to the Hall of Fame for being an offensive line coach. They brought him into this team to rebuild this offensive line. It might take a couple of games, but dude, Tony Pollard has hands, and I think he's shifty. He was better on the back half of last year than he was in the first half, coming off that brutal ankle break that he suffered in the playoffs just a couple years ago. So I like Tony Pollard, and to have him as my number 1, I do not feel sad about that whatsoever. Terry McLaurin, George Kittle, Jaden Daniels, Christian Kirk, Najee. Dang, I wanted to stack with Najee. Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin.
Nice too, I agree.
Zamir White. And then I am back on the clock here. Running back wise, I don't love the board here. This is gross. This is real gross here. We're gonna have to get creative here for our running back too. Nick Chubb's on the board. Tajay Spears.
Why? Yeah, I was about to say double up with Tajay Spears, man.
No.
Fun.
Hell no.
Do it.
Keenan Allen, Xavier Leggett, Calvin Ridley at the receiver. There's not amazing receivers on the board here. They're kind of all bland in my opinion. So I'm split here. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take a guy because it's 3 flex, and this might sound dumb, but I think that this guy has a higher floor than most of these receivers week in and week out, albeit a lower ceiling. I'm taking Jake Ferguson.
I knew you were going.
Yeah,
I love that pick, and I think Jake Ferguson's gonna be the guy.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
They
didn't add another wide receiver yet. Like, they're just going to give him a million targets. So I'm taking Jake Ferguson, and I'll put him in the flex every week with Kyle Pitts. I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah, might as well there, man. I get it. I love it. So, all right, I'm back on the clock. I need another running back.
Oh yeah, so you think through Nick Chubb, Adonai Mitchell. That's a little rich on Adonai Mitchell, in my opinion.
It is.
David Njoku, Jalen Warren.
I would have liked Warren or Chubb there.
Okay.
but I can't have him, So, um, I think I want to play a little ADP here. Like Blake Corum. No, as my running back too. No, thank you.
Right.
Um, I could go like Christian Watson. That could be fun.
Yep.
Calvin
I'm
Ridley,
high on Christian Watson
fun.
this year.
I
I
think
like
I'm
him.
going to go Christian Watson. I think he has a very high ceiling.
Ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah, the ceiling is the roof here, man, for him.
The
So,
ceiling
you
is
know,
the moon, right?
yeah. So I think I'm gonna go Christian Watson here. I think that's what makes most sense for my team right now. I'll be playing him in the flex. I don't have to depend on him as a starter necessarily
Right.
every week. So I think I'm gonna go.
There you go. Tajay Spears, Xavier Leggett, Keenan Allen, Calvin Ridley. So a little bit of a receiver run there. What are you thinking with this
Yeah.
second pick? Dude, if Kyler
So
Murray makes it back to me, I'm not going to lie. I don't care if I already have Justin
I
Herbert.
know,
I will
I
smash
know.
that, dude.
I've been thinking about taking another quarterback here, but um,
It's dynasty. Like Kyler
I
in a
know.
one quarterback as your number two,
Uh,
that's far. He's fallen far.
I know, but
Purdy's
I
nice
need
too.
another running back. You
Yes,
also have one running,
I
so
do.
I don't
I
feel so
do.
bad. But I don't want to have to wait for a problem.
How you feeling
Been a
about
long.
James Conner?
That's kind of where I was thinking,
Yeah.
honestly. That's where I think I'm gonna go. I
Okay.
think that makes good sense. I think he has a good year in him. And then
He's
I
got
could look at
tires.
some of these.
Got
Got
wheels.
there's they're a Baldwin baby, but there's still some tread on there. So
All
I
right.
think I'm gonna go James Conner. I think he can be fun.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and take him there. Kyler Murray went off the board
Finally
at
goes
one
Dak
at
Prescott.
904.
Oh
Blake
my.
Corum at
I'm going to
905.
kill
Dak
bot number 7.
Prescott.
I'm going to find your programming chip and I'm going to pour the worst, dirtiest water all over it, you piece of
Yes.
garbage.
That's just
Oh, this stupid
fantastic.
bot, man. I wanted Brian Robinson so bad. Oh, I was like, oh, I'm
No,
going to
you
get
didn't.
him. Austin Eckler's ahead of him. Oh, you can take
Mm-hmm.
Austin Eckler.
No.
Oh, this bot, dude. All right, I'm gonna take my running back two here. I'm gonna get Zach Moss. I think he's gonna get
Oh, I
a
love that. I
massive
love
workload
that.
in
Yep,
Cincinnati.
love it.
I just the passing upside of Zach Moss with Joe Burrow, I just think is too high. So yeah,
Yeah.
lock that down. Lock up my running backs here and just get Zach Moss. Evan Ingram, Hollywood Brown. I love how Sleeper changed his name to Hollywood, by the way. No one else has done that. It's still Marquise Brown everywhere else, but only on Sleeper is he Hollywood. Brock Purdy, Cole Kmet, Trevor Lawrence, Ricky Pearsall, Deontay Johnson. Ooh, I was going to take him if he made it back to me. JJ McCarthy at 10-4. I don't love that. Dude, JJ McCarthy went ahead of Tua. How do you feel about that?
That's wild to me.
That
That's
is
nuts.
wild.
That does not make sense.
Uh, the bots are drunk, man. That's all I
The
can
bots are
say.
botting today, man. The bots are botting.
All right, so receiver wise, it's kind of interesting. There's some names here. You've got Jameson Williams, you've got Troy Franklin. I'm not in on Troy Franklin whatsoever. I don't know why I said his name, but Romeo Dobbs is someone that's a little bit more sneaky as well. Jalen Polk, who we mentioned at the top of the show. Quentin Johnson, if he can bounce back, I still believe in the talent of Quentin Johnson. Gabe Davis is someone that's so far down the board. You can get him so late, and he's
I do not want.
dude for like a
Oh,
15th
it's
round
sickening.
pick for a 15th round pick.
That's fair.
All
That's
right,
just
at this point in time though, because he's still here, I will take Tua. Like it is
I like it.
so much
I like
value
it.
there because Tua is good.
No,
There
that's who I wanted. But
you go. There you go.
those are
You got
gross.
sniped too, son. Get wrecked.
Yeah. So
All
all
right,
right.
so
So
after
yes.
Tua, I still believe in Tua. I think that they're about to give him the bag. There's
Yeah.
no
Oh,
way
they
they
are.
don't.
Bag
But
and a half.
yeah, there you go. Jameson Williams right after him. Devin Singletary, Austin Eckler. You wanted Singletary? Interesting. Zach
Hey,
Charbonnet,
who else was I gonna get as my running back too? Well, I do have a running back
3.
Connor. Yeah, as a 3. That's
Yeah.
valid. That's fair. But that's true. Good point.
Kendra Miller.
I just wanted a warm body there.
There you go. Kendra Miller's
So
not a bad stab here.
no. And I think I want to
Gus
take him
Edwards also is not a terrible
in,
number
in the
3.
next round. I can wait on
Yeah, you
Kendra.
You can wait on Gus for sure.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go another quarterback here, and it's somebody I really like. I mean, there are some fun quarterbacks left. Like you have Drake May, like that could be fun. Um, could be fun.
Kirk
Um,
Cousins has
you know,
top 12 potential.
I really wish he would have picked Kirk Cousins over. That would have made my day. Um,
Can I undo my
so
pick? I'll do it. I'll trade Tua for Kirk Cousins right now.
right, right. So I'm kind of either between Goff or Drake May is where I'm kind of between. Um, I really
Goff just
like.
got the bag. He's just older,
I
right?
know, I know, and I don't really care because I want to win now with this roster. I'm winning
Yeah.
now with Jared, my guy Goff.
There you go.
Give him to me.
You'll never play him because you have Lamar,
Damn
but
right. Hey,
fair enough.
that's all right. That's all right.
See, I had to hedge because I love Justin Herbert, but there is still the world where he sucks this year because
Right.
they Romanize this offense. But yeah,
Yes, yes, and that's true. But I like having a sturdy backup just in case Lamar goes down, which he has. He
right.
has in years past where he's missed a good stint.
The whole playoffs.
So yeah, yeah, it's the whole fantasy playoffs. And like,
Yep.
if I could play Jared Goff, if he's playing in a dome, sign me up.
Yep.
Come
I'm
on.
with you. I
So
I don't hate it.
so
I don't hate. I'm just giving you a hard
yeah,
time.
so I'm doing that as a little insurance policy for me. So after I took my guy King Jared Goffrey, um team two took Mostert, which I thought about taking Mostert. I thought about it, but he's
You've
old.
got 1 year of
He's
production.
old. Yeah, 1 year. And then Gus Bus off the board after that. Dallas Goddard, Dalton Schultz, and with my pick, I'm picking Kendre.
Fair enough.
Give me Kendre. Give me Kendre.
I still like the upside. I'm a little nervous on his what his fantasy production can be this year, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
I'm going on potential, and
Yep.
I think I need to kind of risk it for the biscuit here. I'm kind of going. I'm pushing my chips in.
Yeah, I get it. I get it for sure. All right, I'm going to fill out my last. So after Kendre, you had Chase Brown go off the board, Drake May, Pat Fryermuth is very interesting, Troy
He's
Franklin,
sneaky.
and I'm back on the clock here, and I'm actually going to
Missed
take.
that on Troy Franklin, Calvin.
Oh
No.
darn, I'm actually going to take Jerry Judy here.
Oh,
Uh,
oh.
Jerry Judy or Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson is actually kind of sneaky interesting. I'll take Jerry Judy here. They paid him a ton of money, and I do believe in the talent still. And at the 11th round, you know, if he's a flex, if he makes it into my lineup, I don't really need him. So it's just too good to pass up, and I should probably scroll down for everyone else to see as well. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, Jerry Judy, I think the upside is definitely there. So why not just try and capitalize on it if he can live up to that? So, oh no, the draft board's not showing anything past the 12th round. Let's see. Huh. We'll see what happens when it rolls after the 12th round. We're about to find out.
Going.
All right. So after that, DeAndre Hopkins, Marshawn Lloyd, Josh Downs, Jalen Wright, Cortland Sutton, Romeo Dobbs, Luke Musgrave, Ezekiel Elliott, and then I'm
Ezekiel
back on the clock
Elliott.
here. And I'm going to take the guy that we talked about earlier, Jalen Polk. The upside is there.
I like
The
it.
hype has
I like
been
it.
there. Just give me Jalen Polk,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Ben Sennett, Roman Wilson, Jerome Ford, Khalil Shakir. Pretty rich on Khalil Shakir.
Khalil Shakir.
Yeah,
There you go.
Shalil. There we go. There we go. I had it the whole time.
Yes, that's right.
But all right, you're on the clock. Who you taking here? Kind of rounding out our rosters.
I could take. I really need another tight end. I don't really need it. I do need another tight end, but I feel like I can wait. I can wait. I think I can
Isaiah
wait.
Likely.
So I thought about it. Don't I really did. I really did. But I think I'm gonna go another wide receiver. I could go Quentin Johnston, but I
Yep.
don't want him on the team. I would rather a lot of bad things happen. But Tyler Hot Lockett's there. Malachi Corley's I think he's getting a lot of hype because Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
He hand
Luke
selected him.
McCaffrey is fun. What's that?
He hand
He
selected
he
him.
he did, which that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But
Nope.
I'm going with my guy, your guy. Not very many other people's guy because I've been seeing on Twitter that people hate this guy for whatever reason. Um, I like the tape. I like what I saw. Jermaine.
Yay, Jermaine. He's my number 5 receiver in this class. I think he's
Yeah.
insanely good.
So yeah, he is very good. After that, Jahan Dotson, Jacoby Myers, Quentin Johnston. Oh, how the
Huge.
mighty have fallen.
Dude, he's
Yeah,
bounced back. I'm telling you. It's gonna
I would love that for you, Calvin.
happen.
Um,
I'm
but
gonna be
after
shooting
that
double
was
birds on Twitter all day long.
right. Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, and then Chuba Hubbard. So, I could take Ramonde's backup and Antonio. That could be a little spicy. That could be fun. None of these running back rookies I really want here. I don't want Braylon Allen. Bucky Irving could be fun. Could be really fun.
Could be.
Um,
Won't be.
could be really,
Could be.
or he could be utter trash. Um, let's see, who else do we got here? And again, tight end. I mean, Isaiah Likely. He could just be there in case um Andrews gets hurt, but does not help me when he's on bye. Um,
Correct.
so I don't. Yeah, that is very true. I am correct on that. So, let's see.
Can I sell you on a one Hunter Henry?
I'm thinking further than that. Conk.
Dude, you don't have to take him
But
this early.
I
I'm
know
not
I'm not
stealing
taking
it
him
from
this
you.
early. I'm not taking him this early,
stealing it
man.
from you. You're out of
Hey,
your mind.
I have thought about Hunter Henry. Again, not this early yet. I think I have other guys I want to get. So I kind of low key want J.K. Dobbins, but also that terrifies me.
Yeah.
A lot of projection there. I think I'm gonna go with a guy that produce and it's a guy just in case Ramondre gets hurt.
You have 8
I'm just
seconds.
I'm gonna go ahead and get Antonio Gibson.
Oh, you son of a... Oh, I hate you.
You're welcome, bud.
All right, Isaiah.
Hate it.
Ironically,
love
Isaiah
this-
Likely goes right after that. I did not
Hey,
expect that
cool.
whatsoever. Sanders, what's his first name? Jatavian Sanders
Avian.
from Carolina. Tyler Lockett. Gabe, dude, I hate this bot 7. I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
Bot 7, you get a raise today, my friend.
You stupid bot. I hate you. Oh my gosh. That's like 4 players literally one spot before me.
I know that.
What in the heck, man? Oh, this
I
piece
know.
of
It's
crap.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
All right, so
love
here I'm looking. Dude, I don't love it. I do not love it
Bryce Young?
whatsoever.
Bryce Young?
I don't like Bryce Young either. I still need another running back so badly.
How many running backs do you have? Like
2.
2? You only have 2, Calvin.
Yeah.
No.
You only have 3. Well, you have 4 now.
I have 4. I have 4 now.
You have double. All right. We might have made a mistake. We might have missed. We'll see. No, I'm gonna take Bucky Irving here. Just on the potential.
No, Bucky Irving.
I don't love it, but the coaching
don't.
staff does. So all right, we'll try it. We'll see. I
And
don't
then-
have to
and
be
then
right
a-
in
and
all
then-
my evaluations.
Right. And then after Calvin's first pick of Bucky Irving, we have Malachi Corley,
Yeah.
Tyler Algier, Dontavian Wicks, Bryce Young went for the team 12, Rojo, the real Rojo, Roshan Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, Kirk Cousins, and Luke McCaffrey.
Dude, I could have waited until round 14 for Kirk Cousins. That's actually worth it, dude. That's actually worth it.
It is. I don't think in real drafts he would go that late.
I don't know.
think he
People are
would.
kind of down on him.
I know that.
All right.
All right.
I'm
You're up
looking
again.
here. I know. I'm just looking through all the names. We only got 2 picks left as of now, and it's just guys that I want to make sure that I get in this episode. Some of them you could wait on if you were going a little bit later, but I just want to make sure my team looks good on paper for when we put this on Twitter.
Nope.
So
Nope.
there's that piece of it. I'm probably going to take Audric Estime. I do like the talent of Audric Estime, and I do believe in Javonte Williams for this year, but there is zero chance that they're going to pay him long term. And at that point,
Zero.
Audric Estime does get a little interesting. I think that there's a lot of other holes on this offense that they're not going to invest in a high running back. So I'll take Estime here as just another potential flyer. We'll see. Again, if this roster doesn't compete in year one, I'm pretty primed for the long term, so I'm not too concerned there.
Yeah. So after you picked Audric Estime, we had Rashid Shaheed, which I thought about taking Rashid there with my next pick.
Yep.
Good old Mike
I was
Williams.
gonna take him if you made it back to me.
Yeah,
Keaton
it's Keaton
Mitchell. I
Mitchell and
don't understand this one at all. And then Javon
I don't
Baker.
either.
I don't.
Yeah, and then
The
Javon
dude's
Baker.
coming off an ACL tear, and he was an undrafted free agent last year for Baltimore, who played good in like 2 games. Like, what are we doing
Right,
here?
Calvin. I want you to sell me on Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson. Who
Remember who Michael Wilson is?
the hell is Michael Wilson?
He's on your
With
Arizona
Atlanta. Yeah, yeah,
Cardinals.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh no, with the Cardinals,
That's what I
Calvin,
just
with the
said. The Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, Michael Wilson with the Cardinals. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, the
Yeah,
wide receiver 2 for the team, locked and loaded
so
for 90
like sell me
targets,
on
90
Michael Wilson versus Joshua Palmer. Sell me.
catches.
Sell
Everyone
me.
hates Justin Herbert and Greg Roman's offense, so why would you take another guy that's not projected to be the number 1 or number 2?
You're correct. So I picked Michael Wilson.
That was an easy sell.
So
What's
yeah,
my
it was an
commission on
easy
that?
sell, man.
Do I get
It was an
2%?
easy sell.
2% of his
I'll
points
give it
for
to
the
you.
year?
I'll give it to you, man.
All
So
right.
yeah, I picked Michael Wilson. I do think he's gonna have a good year. I think Kyler's gonna go
Yep.
bananas this year.
And he's cheap,
And
dude.
then
He's
after
so cheap.
he's cheap. And then you have Marvin Mims, Bo Nix,
Braylon
Braylon
Allen.
Allen, Y or K. And then good old Michael Pitts as that team's quarterback too.
Not bad. I don't hate it. He could
Spicy.
be a
So
league winner. If something happens to Kirk Cousins, man, I do like Michael Penix.
I'm on the clock again. Let's see.
Last pick.
Could
Round
go
it out.
could go Joshua Palmer. I could get a tight end.
You need a tight end.
I do need another tight end. Kate Otton's not a bad idea. Unfortunately, he's behind a bunch of other good options in Tampa Bay.
You know who I would take here?
Um,
No, not Hunter Henry, followed by Tucker Kraft. Those are the two.
okay. Yeah.
Hunter
I
Henry's
like
in
that.
line for a buttload of targets. Everyone hates our receivers, and he's one of our best receivers. Like, that's why Jalen Polk has such an opportunity.
Honestly, I feel like I could take Tucker Kraft now, and then in like a couple rounds, I could sneak in if we were to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly,
If we were to keep going,
So-
yes. But if you want him, you have to take him now.
Tucker Kraft.
There you go. Imani Vidal goes right after that. Damian Pierce, Rico Dowdle, Kate Otten. I'm on the clock here with my last pick. Do I want to make it a good one or just troll? I'll make it a good
Troll
one.
baby, troll
Yeah,
baby, troll.
Dude, there's not even anybody worth trolling with.
Demario Douglas, the fastest guy on the page.
Yeah, right. Palmer's not a terrible pick here. The stack. I got the
not.
stack with the.
You can get the
Justin
stack.
The other name I'm looking at here is Rashad Bateman. And I know people are down on Rashad.
He's forgotten.
He's someone that if we were waiting a couple more rounds, I'd probably wait to take him. Because I think you could. There's a lot of potentials down there on the draft board, but yeah, I think I'll take Rashad. Actually, nope. You know who I'm gonna take? Curtis Samuel.
Like it. I like the Curtis Samuel pick there.
Curtis Samuel, man, I think that he is just way too good of a potentially number 1 for a good quarterback.
If he stays healthy, he'll do.
Yeah.
That's been his biggest thing ever since he was He was drafted out of Ohio State. That's been his biggest issue.
Yep.
Staying.
The thing too, so
Healthy, he'll be.
with Curtis Samuel, you know, now is the time to go buy Curtis Samuel. Right now is
Yeah.
the time because he got drafted or he got signed by the Buffalo Bills. They traded away Stephon Diggs. Then they drafted Keon Coleman. You know, his hype right after he got signed by the Bills and they traded Stephon Diggs was an all-time high. People were in love with Curtis Samuel because they had nobody else. They drafted Keon Coleman. People don't really love Keon Coleman in this offense. Said he's going to be the number one. That's fine and dandy and everything like that. But it just depressed Curtis Samuel's value. They've done nothing since then. I think that this guy has a legitimate chance to be a top 15 receiver this year if he can stay healthy. So go grab Curtis Samuel right now in your leagues because he is at the low of his value for this season. So that's my take on Curtis Samuel. All right, Ray Davis went right after that, Ty Chandler, Chig Okonkwo, and Michael Mayer. So let's recap our teams here. Let's recap our teams. So I'll let you go first, sir.
All right. So at quarterback, I have Lamar Jackson, and King Jared Goff. I honestly feel I have a very good quarterback room. So tight end, not tight end. At running back, I have Ramondre Stevenson, James Conner, Kendre Miller, and Antonio Gibson. I have a lot of Jags on my team there. You know, like just a guy. So unfortunately, at wide receivers where I feel I shine with CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, Hank Dell, Amari Cooper, Christian Watson, Jermaine Burton, and your guy Calvin Michael Wilson.
My guy.
Lastly, at tight end, I have Mark Andrews with a stack with Lamar Jackson and Tucker Kraft.
There you go. Now, my team is the better team, obviously, if you can see here I'm team number 8. So, yeah, definitely better than 3. 8's bigger than 3, right? So, obviously better.
Well, hey, Calvin, I'm just going to say it right here. Team 7 is better than you.
Yeah, it's sniping me, this piece of crap. Their team sucks. They have 18 running backs. Team is awful.
You love to see it.
Their team is legitimately awful, by the way. I just want to put that out. Their team is legitimately awful.
They have so many running backs. I think they have 6 running backs.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So at quarterback, I have Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa. At running back, I have the man, Tony Pollard, the man, Zach Moss, the not men, Bucky Irvin and Audric Estime.
Oh boy.
The potential boys.
Boy.
Receiver, this is where I'm winning. Week in and week out.
Where you're shining, man. Hey,
I am strong here.
I'm shining there too.
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh, dude, you're not shining near get on my level, son. Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave, Rome Odunze, Rashee Rice, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Polk, and Curtis Samuel. Had to whisper Jerry Jeudy because people hate him right now. And at tight end, I have the number 1 tight end, Kyle Pitts, and the number 7 on my list, tight end, Jake Ferguson. I am just locked and loaded for targets. That's the one thing I love about my roster is it is loaded for targets, but I don't know if the ceiling's there as much, but I love it. So we'll see.
It has tons of potential. I think I'm more geared year 1. You're probably more geared like year 3.
Year 3? Get out of here. Get out of here. You're just being a hater now. You being a hater. All right.
Year 5, is that better?
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Well, there was our mock draft weekly recap. This was a fun time. We've been meaning to do these every Friday, but things have just gotten in the way. You know, my man surgery last week and just not feeling great. Yeah, things have been popping up, but we're back. We're going to be pumping out the content. I think next week is when 2 weeks training camp starts. So we'll figure out next week. Hopefully there's some actual news, maybe some trades or something, but we'll see.
And maybe by then Caleb Williams would have signed his rookie deal.
Nah, probably not. Not till training camp. So the day before. But hopefully there's something that we can talk about. If not, we'll figure out what we can talk about. We'll have a fun episode next Friday night. We implore you guys to join us. We'll do more mock drafts as the off season rolls along. We did have a comment in YouTube. Just want to give a shout out really quickly to that guy. And we're going to start doing this live every Saturday or every Friday night at 9:30. So, it's late. If you guys are at the bars, I get it. If you're not, tune in, check us out. We can talk to you guys live in the chat. But they did ask if we're going to be doing a super flex with our listeners, and I'd be happy to. Maybe we'll do that sometime soon. We'll put a mock on.
That'd be super fun.
Yeah,
super fun.
Fill this thing out.
I would love to do that.
Oh,
yes,
I would love it too.
And just do one live. That'd be great.
Yep. So we'll try and do that. We'll try and make some time for that here in a couple of weeks. So we'll put it out on Twitter, and if you guys like it, you can just join and we'll schedule it, and it'll be a good time. So
off we go. Yeah.
That said, you can find us over on Twitter one final time at TDC_Calvin, at FF After Dark for the podcast, and at Dynasty_Dale. FF After Dark is where we'll put that link for the Superflex mock draft in a couple weeks. So make sure you subscribe to our Twitter channel so you guys can see that when we do put it out.
Yeah, it's going to be on Twitter, and I'll also put it on. Oh,
there we go. Both. So that'll be fun. Shout out to the comments. And again, this is the fun thing of doing it live. We're small, we get it, but we can grow with your guys' help, and we can't do any of this without you guys. So we appreciate you guys. True. We truly, truly do. Everybody listens to our stupid voices every single week. We do appreciate you guys. So thank you guys so much. Dale, any last thoughts?
Send it on home, Calvin.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us here tonight. And until next time, have a good night.
And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?